All right, we are back in the hive. So we left off here. Oh, Porphyron. Did I talk to Porphyron last time? I believe I have not spoken to Porphyron yet. Every inch of this man's skin is covered in a web of black lines. It's as if some artist chose to accentuate every crease in his flesh with a quill pen. The overall effect is such that even when his face shows no expression, he appears to be frowning. Greetings. This one has a name. This one is called Porphyron. Oh, let's see here. The man's voice is like a gong. How does one make a gong-like voice? As he speaks, the lines on his face bend and settle into a series of spherical patterns. Like a gong. This one would know. Why do you address this one? Let's try that. I wanted to ask you some questions about the city. This one would have you know. This one cannot answer your questions. The lines on his face twist into angles, then split into a mess of scribbles. This one has only recently stepped foot in this place of walls. Alright then, but I have to ask you this. Why do those lines upon your face move? The lines show anger. Do you take offense? The lines slowly straighten, forming into gentle curves. No offense was meant. Will you accept the many apologies of this one? No offense taken. Why are you angry? This one tells of recent events. Did you know this one was beset by 3? The 3 demanded an item of this one. This one feared an attack. What does this one do? This one surrendered the item. Well, you were right to be afraid. If there were 3, then they might have killed you, had you not given up the item. This one has been misunderstood. The lines on his face become angled, then smooth into curves again. This one did not fear being killed. This one feared killing the 3. Well, if you could have killed them, why did you let them rob you? This one walks the path of a warrior. Many weapons have walked with this one. The fist, the blade, the staff, the hatchet, the smiter. These tools are all known to this one. That's not much of an explanation. Again, if you're a warrior with that much training, why let them rob you? This one is forbidden to attack. The lines ripple across his face as he speaks. If this one had struck at the 3 in anger, the vow of non-violence would be unmade. Vow of non-violence? You're a warrior and a pacifist? This one is unfamiliar with your speech. What is a pacifist? Never mind. Why did you train so much if you are not permitted to attack another? This one is of the Order of Erit Age. We await the final days where all will be called to battle. The training and skills of this one They are to be kept silent until then. In the meantime, you will let yourself be robbed in the street without defending yourself? This one will clarify. The item is of value. The discipline of the errant ag is of greater value. Since you won't fight, any chance you could talk these thieves into returning your item? This one addresses the 3 thieves. What happens? The requests of this one are met with scorn. The 3 will not return the item. I could go see if I could get the item back for you. This one must ask, would you bring violence to the 3 that have robbed this one? Not if I can help it. This one fears. A message absent of violence will not be understood. The lines on the man's face form into a series of ellipses. This one is not opposed to you trying. Alright then, what is this item you've lost? The item is this. A rope of black and red prayer beads worn around the neck. The worth of these beads is not measured in copper. The worth of these beads is measured in faith. Alright then, I'll see if I can find this necklace. Do you know where these 3 thugs might be? This one knows where the angry words were traded and the item lost. By the bar that burns inside. The 3 were outside the place, dressed in black and red. 3 robbers dressed in red and black outside of the smoldering corpse bar. I'll go find them. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Yes, indeed, outside of the smoldering corpse. But let's continue on our merry way. Through the hive. Let's see, checking the map. Flophouse. To the southwestern portion of the hive. To Ragpicker's Square. Oh. Thugs. Of course. Lay into a mort. Yeah, a lot of enemies just don't stand a lot of a chance to Mort's taunt since you can spam it until it works. I'm not sure if we'll encounter enemies that are fully resistant to Mort's ability to taunt. Let's go into the Flophouse, or the small dwelling. I thought it said Flophouse. Let's have a little chat here with our good friend Arlo. Alright. You see a short, balding man standing in what serves as a foyer to this ramshackle flophouse. His bushy brows are furrowed in concentration as he picks at what appears to be scabs on his large, bulbous nose. Beautiful. Greetings. The man doesn't bother to look up. Instead, he continues to stare cross-eyed down to his nose. Yeah? What do ye want? Could I rest here? Sure you can, Bark. If you got the jink for it. Nobody puts up here for free. Except old Nestor over there, and that's only 'cause no one's addle-coved enough to mess with him. Very well, how much for a bed? It'll cost you 5 coppers. He wipes his dirty hand on the front of his even dirtier shirt, then thrusts it toward you, palm up. Give him 5 coppers. Rest. Alright, Dakon. Your time has come for rest. Oh. He's been waiting for a good minute now for that. Sweet, sweet sleep. Alright, oh, I believe we have more to talk about here with Arlo. Let's see. I have some questions. Well, ain't that nice? He flashes you a sarcastic yellow-tooth smile. And I'm sure you find your answer someday. But I've got me a business to run. So if you don't want a bed, then I suggest you pike off. I see. Can I have a bed then? No. Farewell. So we are talking to Nestor. You see an aging man in soiled and tattered clothes, frantically pacing in the corner. His shock of filthy white hair sticks out in every direction, and his face, encrusted with dirt and streaks of dried blood, is covered with gray stubble. Every few seconds, he stops pacing and flails about suddenly, muttering and cursing as if assaulted by some unseen foe. He does not seem to notice your approach. Greetings. At the sound of your voice, the old loon whirls about to face you, his wide, staring eyes bulging in their sockets. He regards you for a brief moment, then returns to his raving. No, it's not you. But soon, yes, soon. Who are you talking to? The old man seems oblivious to your presence. You'll come, yes, you'll come, and old Nestor will be waiting. Are you alright? No! Nestor's face turns beet red and his whole body shakes in protest. My fork! Can't leave without my fork. Fork. Your fork? Fork. Can't go home without my fork. Nestor's frenzy reaches a violent crescendo. He begins hopping up and down maniacally, then suddenly stops, lowers his head, and runs headlong into a large wooden cupboard that stands against the back of the flop house. The force of the impact knocks the old man flat on his back. After a few seconds, he stands back up, a dazed expression on his face. Gone. Stolen. Can't go home without my fork. Stolen, you say? Who took your fork? Nestor stares at you for a long moment, then begins rummaging through the pockets of his filthy tunic. After a few seconds, he produces what appears to be a dismembered ear. Judging by the stench and color of the ear, you'd wager that the old loon has been toting it around in his pocket for some time. You have my fork, don't you? He holds the ear close as if speaking to it. Bring back my fork. Maybe I can help you. Waiting. He shakes the ear violently as he shouts into it. Until you bring it back, then I can go home. Right, I'll try to find your fork then. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Indeed, updated your journal. Write a character. Let me see if I can loot this stuff without them throwing a fit. Nope. No loot. Let's talk to this barrier. You see a tall figure of a creature standing before you. The lower portion of its body resembles that of a goat. However, just above its powerful forelegs, its shape takes on a more human appearance, with a man's torso, arms, and head, all of which are covered in polished armor. The creature's eyes are closed and it appears to be sleeping. Let the creature sleep. And let's be on our merry way once again. As merry as we can, in the city of doors. Mar, want to earn some jink? Mar, Your first impression of Mar is that he needs a long bath, preferably away from any creature that has any sense of smell. You can almost see the stench waft from his body in sinister yellow tendrils. He motions towards you frantically in an effort to get you to come over and talk to him. Approach this person and hear what he has to say. A look of excitement crosses his face as you approach. Thank ye for stopping. Me name is Mar, and I have a favor to ask of ye. I'm listening. Tis a matter of life or death. I must be delivering this here box, or it be me head for sure. 'Tis me bad luck that I twisted me leg with something fierce. So will ye help me out by delivering this here box for me? I'll deliver the box for you. Mar slowly takes out a small box from within the recesses of his ragged clothing. For the briefest of moments, you see a look of regret across his face. Then it is gone. As he looks at you and hands you the box, a slight shimmer surrounds the box as you and Mar touch it. A sigh of relief is heard as Mar releases the box into your care. What now? This be needing to be delivered to Kuatra. He can usually be found somewhere down in the southeastern section of the hive. Oh, unless you try to say I didn't warn you, whatever happens, don't open the box. And don't leave the hive with the box, and I'll be off with you. I'll be back when I deliver the box. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Just look natural.
Ray.
Casual.
So, ornate box. This appears to be a small wooden box. Intricate designs etched in gold adorn the box. At one time, this box would have been worthy enough to be displayed at any aristocrat's estate. However, years of neglect have taken their toll, and it appears to be falling apart. If not for the large ruby mounted to the front of the box, it would be worthless. Feelings of dread seem to emanate from the box. Indeed. Angyar's dead contract, okay. So we need to bring this to Kuatra, we need to bring this back to Angyar. We need to learn to become a mage to be able to use these wards, or these runes, that we got from the giant skeletons in the mortuary. Let me just do a quick rundown here and see. Oh. See what I have here that might be a quest item. Doesn't look like too much. I'm gonna just throw some of this stuff over here to Mort for now. Let's see. Is my lore high enough to just look at this? No. That's okay. I'm not too worried about getting it identified. What is this? A cobblestone? Okay. Southwestern, that's where we came from, I think. I think yes, Ragpicker Square. That is indeed where I wish to go. But, of course, a couple of thugs gotta pick a fight here. Keep taunting them. You got the best AC. Alright, yeah, that should be good enough. These two blokes should join in any minute now, I suspect. No? I think that they're content with watching their friend die. Copper Commons, 8. 1 ear. I wonder if that's the person I'm looking for. The one-eared tiefling scowls at you threateningly. Bike off, Burke, or I'll have your guts for garters. I don't remember if I had a voice for him or not. Huh. How did you lose that ear? What did you just say? His right hand drifts to the hilt of his knife. I think you lost it while robbing an old man here in the hive. I don't know what you're talking about, Bark. He glares at you angrily. Now I suggest you get your mangled carcass out of my sight before I carve your name into it. Or I carve my name into you. I could carve your name into you too, so you'd remember when you're dead. Alright? You know. Alright. Certainly. Just give me the fork you stole from him and I'll be on my way. With a flash of movement too quick to follow, he whips his knife from its sheath and begins waving it menacingly before you. Why don't you come and take it from me, Burke? Why don't you put that blade away before you get hurt? You sure do have a sharp tongue, Burke. I think I'll cut it out and feed it to you. He lunges at you, his knife leading the way. Defend yourself. So since my up close and personal stats aren't great, definitely want to do that. And I've rested, so I can use Reign of Anger. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unleash that upon him. Injured. Alright. Mort should be able to handle this guy. Yep, and he's down. Small steel fork. 6 copper commons. High quality stiletto. Okay, so before we go to Ragpicker Square, I think it's, well, I am actually going to refrain for now. I want to hold off on completing some of these quests because I've already got a lot of experience as a fighter, and I believe when I switch to mage, it's going to bring me down as a level 1 mage. So I want to save the potential experience and rewards for when I'm a mage. So I am going to talk to all these people. I've been talking to everyone on the way up until this point, but I do want to make a stop in here first and talk to one of my favorite characters, Old Mebeth. This squat old woman looks like she has had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to her robe, all are shades of gray. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs, which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange swish when she moves, like a broom. Greetings. The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the gray shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy gray, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you. And who might ye be, I don't really know who I am. So ye not know yourself, child. She squints, then points at your chest. All to piece together the man beneath all that tracery and scrawling scars, is it? Maybe. Who are you? With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows. Have ye not heard of old Mebeth? Then, the midwife of the square, have ye not now? She narrows her eyes and her voice drops. Well, now, ye have, for I be Mebeth. You're a midwife. What do you do?
Updated my journal.
I set bones right, drive the cough out of the sick, yank out squealing, stubborn babes, mend cloaks or a rag or two, make cures and herbs and other such. She squints at you, studying your scars. Be needin' a cure or 3, do ye then?
Yours?
Aye, ye be needin' some cures to look at ya? Do ye want to buy some, do ya? She glances at the scars covering your body again, then shrugs. Too late to be asking for them, I think. Let's see.
Not at the moment. I had a question for you.
Go on and ask then.
Do you know someone named Farod?
Herod! That. You watch Mebeth spits once, twice, 3 times. Then follows it by making a semicircle over her heart. That girl turd. What she'll be wanting with the likes of him?
I need to find him. Do you know where he is?
He's not in Ragpicker Square. That much I can tell ye. You need to find a way under the square to get to that tailed spider's kip. She spits again. Even talking about him leaves a foul taste, it does. There, that sounds better.
He's under the square.
She jabs her finger at the floor. Aye, he's buried beneath these piles of trash, him and his boys. And a tough time you'd be having digging him out of his nest. She shakes her head. Let be, child.
I need to find him. How do I get down there?
Updated my journal.
Mebeth frowns and sighs. Here tell, Farod's got a gate that leads to his nest somewhere here in the square. It's just a matter of finding it. You might want to ask some of the others, some who travel a bit more than old Mebeth.
I see. I had some other questions. Missing a journal. Do you know where one could be found?
Mebeth thinks. Haven't seen one. If it's in the square, which I doubt, since folks don't traffic much with books and the like, it's most likely been sold or stolen. Was it something important to you then? A magic thingy, all glowing and sparkling with magics, eh? If so, you might never see it again.
Maybe not. I had some other questions. What do you sell here, Mebeth?
I sell rags in herbs and cures and charms and mixes and poultices and all that wash. She shrugs. Also, if you find a queer item you can't figure out, bring it to Mebeth. No promises, child, but perhaps I can riddle out what it is.
Very well. I have other questions.
Let's see.
Are you a witch, Mebeth?
Mebeth scrutinizes you. I say not as to what I am and isn't, but what you be wanting to know so fool bad for that ye hound an old woman barking and sniffing for a juicy bit of gossip.
I want to learn about magic. Could you teach me?
Mebeth laughs. I'm no teacher. No schoolmistress all set up to teach like them in the big fest hall. There's others somewhere, I'm sure, that spill the dark of it. If you'd be wasting your time with old Mebeth, so yes you would.
I don't agree. I think you'd have a lot to teach.
Mebeth looks at you intently. Oh, aye. Why do you want to learn such things?
Because I just want to know. Because I may need it to solve the mystery of who I am. Because I need power. My reasons are my own.
Well, do we need power? Well, we do need power to use magic. We don't have the power to use magic. And we could certainly use this power to help me to solve the mystery of who I am. And I think all together, I could use the power to solve the mystery of who I am simply because I want to know who I am. Therefore,
Because I need power.
an ill desire for the latter of the art will always remind you that there is another rung just above you, and there is a bunch of people and things that'll be on it too. There'll always be someone better, and they'll learn you if you crave too much. Wise words, Mebeth. And just know, I don't want power purely for the sake of power.
I understand. Will you teach me anyway?
Mebeth shakes her head. One should make songs rather than make magic. Songs have more beauty. Magic's been made dull, commonplace, soiled by the mob of people that have tromped through it. She squints at you. I'll teach you. But first you'll need to do some things for me. You hear?
Like what?
My legs aren't good for walking about, Sigil. And there's errands I'd have ye run. I need ye to fetch me some herbs from the market. It's spireward, easternly and southerly from here, in the hive market. Here's a sample. She takes a black seed from her coat and flicks it to you. Examine the seed.
Updated my journal.
You twist the black seed in your hand. As you do, you feel a small bite. Then a small drop of blood oozes from your thumb. There are tiny barbs on the seed, like teeth. Mebeth snorts. Careful with it. Show it to one of the fruit merchants at the market. They will know what herbs you seek.
Alright. But I had some questions before I leave. No questions today. Farewell.
Alrighty, beautiful. We have made it to Mebeth. We are on the path of the mage. And this is where we will call the episode. Thank you for watching. You're beautiful. I love you. And I'm excited to keep on playing these fun games with you all. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.